so in dating, when you made it here, what was your experience like when looking for another woman? Like when you was it pretty solid, or like were you finding some good home runs, or?
So I wasn't necessarily looking for. When I got here, I did date men, and it really wasn't anything that I wanted. Yeah, it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't a bad experience. It was just an experience. It wasn't nothing more than that. Okay. So when I started first dating, I said to myself, like, this is something different. I don't know if this is something that I want to do, but okay. If someone is pursuing me, I'm going to pursue them and give them my all. And that was an experience. And after that, it was just like, okay, I can kind of do this. I kind of like it here. It's soft. It's different. It's just different than being with a man. So I've been with women ever since, relationship wise.
So what is it like? What is it like? And we kind of. I want to pace this out a little bit, but I got so many questions about that. Like I've always had so many questions about that when it comes to it. But I don't really take an opportunity to like, hey, come here, let me talk to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and if it is somebody who is interested in the things that you are, and I'm not coming from a judgmental point, but I'm coming from a place of looking for an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to, because me as being heterosexual, man, right? I love women, so I understand that part, right? We got that in common. Mm-hmm. I love women. Mm-hmm. So, I understand what qualities I love about them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to that in a minute. So after you dated a few men, they weren't really giving what they supposed to have given, right? Man, who was these guys? First of all, I mean, like,
I think it matters. Nobody
was it personality wise?
It was just honestly like
I mean, who are they, like, personality wise, that turned you off from like the whole gender?
I don't think it was them turning me off. I think it was me more so doing it truth. No, just doing it because I can control what I can control with what I have. And I don't want to have a relationship like that. Mm-hmm. So
you couldn't control it before?
No, I couldn't control it.
She couldn't control men.
Right.
She has.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. So you said so the JJ, you can control them.
No, she's saying the opposite.
No.
Yes, that's what I'm getting.
And it just wasn't enough.
Okay, so you had everything you needed because you just threw it on real quick and it gave you.
They weren't giving what they needed to give, even if I wanted to get there. And that's not what I. So I kind of made the transition well.
You wanted a fair fight?
I mean, yes.
You wanted a fair fight. Okay.
I wanted one.
You didn't want all full control to be able to manipulate another person. Use something. Okay, well, why not find a man who mentally fortified? Who doesn't live for that?
I think at that point I was just tired of looking for anything else within a man, and when when it was brought to my attention, by women, hey, I like you, I don't want to pursue this and that. I was just like, okay, well, why won't I go for it? So I went for it. Yeah, and that was the start of that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. Yeah. So I got plenty of questions there, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot of questions for you too. But yeah, so okay, so basically, so hold on, I'm gonna close you out real quick. So basically, it didn't go well for me when she moved here. The previous experience you had with the father of your children, of your child, how many?
One.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay, boy, girl?
Girl.
Okay, all right. What's age?
13. She just turned 13.
13, so older. Okay. Yes. All right. So didn't work out with him. Relationship wise with him, what was that relationship like? Was he like somebody who was submissive to you just based on, what you done to him? Was he submissive? Was he a little bit more assertive? What type?
We were young. We were in a relationship. We weren't planning for a child, so it kind of just happened. Okay. When it did happen, it was okay, well, this is not what I want because I already have this experience, which I didn't know about. So it was just oh, okay. Well, I'm a new mother. This is kind of what I want, and regardless if you're there or not, I'm gonna go with my decision because at the end of the day, I have to deal with it.
Right.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be mine, and I'm gonna take her wherever I need to take her. I gave the opportunity to be in her life. I didn't close it off.
Okay.
We don't have to be together. You can be with whoever you are with, and we can still work something out. I'm not a bitter baby mom or any of that. You know, he had another kid, and to this day, after all the kinks were worked out, me and the mom are like this. His son and my daughter are brother and sister, and they are locked in, and you know that's all I really care about. Family at the end of the day. Him and I relationship was just what it was, and when I made my decisions to keep my child, you know, his. But even after that, I allowed him to be in her life, and you know, you fumble, you fumble.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna take that away from you. So, you know, my daughter was back and forth to New York, and if you want to see her, you can see her. Like I still speak with your sister and your family. I'm not going to close it off.
Okay.
To this day.
All right. So, you know, because you're over there, I just try to speak in a head voice. Try to just make sure you elevate your voice just a bit, just to make sure that they can hear you just fine. But I'm pretty sure they picked up audio pretty well because I can kind of see.
Okay.
So, relationship was that, and then you came here, dated a few men, then you switched over to women because they showed interest, and you couldn't quite manipulate them as much. You noticed?
But I wasn't trying to manipulate them.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to. It was more soft. It was more easier. It was more
authentic.
Yes. And, you know,
Genuine.
It was genuine and it was mutual. Like, women are soft.
What
Men
part
are
of it was genuine?
just how she cared for me.
Conversation?
Actions. How she cared for my daughter and took care of my daughter, you know, when we started dating. I don't introduce my daughter to men because I don't know if they're going to be here. So why bother?
Okay.
You know? But having someone show up for you and they don't even know you, and having someone show up for your daughter and they don't even know her, it's like, okay, this is different. This is new. I've never had this before. And then having to do it without asking is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. She raised my daughter since she was 9, and then we got here and she was 5. So it's just like, that's different. I'd rather take this over dealing with any male. And it wasn't so male or female. It was just, I talked to male because they talk to men because they talk to me. If a woman would have talked to me a long time ago, maybe it would have been different, but I just wasn't in that space to try to branch out and talk to her with a mom. So it kind of just fell in my lap, kind of.
It kind of just...
It paved the way. Yep.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's understandable. Well, not by me, but by people who... You explained it. You explained yourself clearly.
Yeah.
And in English.
I think that's a good reasoning. I never knew that about you. I never knew that was your reason.
What do you mean? You never knew what?
Even though she's my cousin, I never knew that was her reasoning for switching over or deciding to pursue that type of relationship.
About your daughter and the comfortability of being able to be around somebody.
And you know what? I didn't think of it at that moment.
Yeah.
But now that I think of it, it's like, it's so much easier to allow your child to be around a woman versus a man.
How old were you?
I was 24.
Okay.
All I was concerned about is getting my house, my car, and my child, and all of us together by 25.
And what age range were you looking for men? Like around the same age?
When I came here, I was dating them, but
Around the same age. Because typically those men are still pursuing their bag. They're still chasing their money.
Exactly.
So typically they ain't got their shit together at all. Usually in their 30s, possibly.
Right.
Morally in their 30s, they'll be.
Right.
So you're dating men who are not necessarily available for you in the capacity that you were looking for.
Right.
But they weren't going to be. Like, you know, based on statistics, based on data, men typically reach their peak at around 35.
35 and up.
Right. So really, if you want to be safe or impressed with a man and his drive, then he would have to have been in that age range for
Right. I think
you know what I'm saying?
And I think for me, I was just kind of
Ready to
over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the opportunity was presented to me, I thought about it. I took it. And then look back. I don't regret it. Yeah. It's not a regrettable moment.
Okay.
I don't hate men. I just choose not to date them.
Good. So you're not a feminist.
No, I don't hate men. I mean,
yeah. Don't you still have a crush on one man?
I was going to say, so I'm very still attracted to men, but not in a way where I want to pursue them. Like, oh, this man is handsome.
Okay.
This man got his shit together. This man looks good. But it never gives me, oh, I'm gonna date this man. No, he look good. And I'll say that about a woman. She look good. He look good. Like, they look good. That's all there is. So.
Wouldn't that make you like bisexual?
No.
Well, because you wouldn't.
Because I think bisexual, you have to physically deal with the man. I would never physically.
Ever?
Now, unless, there's that time where, okay, we want kids together and there's no science involved or there's no woman involved, maybe that. But as far as just dealing with the man, off the strength of dealing with the man, no.
Okay. Right. Okay. And so what is it that a woman gives to you? What is the quality that a woman gives to you that a man can't?
I'm gonna say that softness.
What does that mean?
Softness. It means more like I've dealt with women and it hasn't been the best, but I will say that we comprehend more.
What we feel.
Right.
Because we can understand firsthand.
Yeah. It's more about understanding and just like, okay, we can get through this. It's not an argument. It's not a...
Sounds like a good friend.
It is. Like, it is. And I just feel like with men, it's more detached. And I honestly, and with women or men, I feel like it comes from the household.
Okay.
Straight back to the household. How's the relationship with your mom? How's the relationship with your dad? How's the relationship with your family in general?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's race or it's sexuality. I feel like it's what happened in the household for you to be this way. And how you treat women, how you treat men, how you treat kids, how whatever. I think all that plays a big part. And people don't really stem to that because they're not trying to get that deep. Yeah. But I always refer back to parents.
Okay, what's the relationship like?
If you're calling your mother by her name, you probably don't have a good relationship with your mom and you probably have some mommy issues.
Yeah.
If your dad wasn't there, you probably have some daddy issues. But that's not all of it. Because my dad's been there. I don't have daddy issues. Okay. But I feel like I have other issues. And, my mom's been there, but it's like I've been treated this way, or I felt like I've been treated this way.
You were treated well by your father, but not your mother?
I wouldn't say not by my mother. I would say my dad had more
stability.
He just gave me more attention than my mom did.
Okay. Well, like kind of challenges the position on certain things with dating women, because like if your father was the one who kind of gave you that more of the attention, more of the presence.
Here's the big secret about women. We want you to flirt with us. We even want...
And it wasn't a woman, it was a man. Who was there for you. But
it's not about gender, it's about who gives that attention.
I feel like it is kind of about gender because I feel like, yes, I'm a daddy's girl, but I'm also my daughter's father. And I know how mine.
So you're your daughter's father.
I'm my father's daughter. Yes.
You're your father's
I'm my father's daughter.
Okay.
So I feel like.
Okay.
Some of his.
So I'm gonna ask you a serious question. All right. So do you think, just looking back at some of those things, your mother and the role that she played, do you feel as though that you might be looking for certain things from a woman just based on your mother?
No.
And how she may have treated you, so you might be looking for love from a woman or affection from a woman just based on that?
No.
I mean, you got it from your father.
I've gotten it from my father.
You don't need to worry about a man's affection and love, but your mother didn't quite get you what you were looking for. So a woman who could give that thing to you that you felt you deserved, right, from your mother, and did you see that I don't know, that makes
I don't think it correlated for me.
Okay.